91X, it's Marty and Danielle, along with Jim Adkins of Jimmy Eat World. His last name isn't Eat World, as a lot of people might think. People call you that if they asked, "Hey, hello, Mr. Eat World." Have you been addressed as?
Not for a while.
Okay.
It's kind of refreshing and annoying. It's refreshingly annoying, but more refreshing.
Hey, how are you? How's everything? We're checking in with your head right now. How's Jim Adkins doing?
I think things are okay. Sort of a loaded question these days. How you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, been staying really busy. So
Yeah.
it's hard to really get too lost in your own head if you're just so busy.
Yeah.
So that's been my strategy.
And ours as well. I mean, being able to come in and do a radio show, essential business is what we are. So we have been on the lucky end of that. You guys, for a long time, have been a part of making people's feelings alive on music. You're going to continue with that now with the stream shows, the Phoenix sessions. These are to help benefit independent venues, specifically, I think, Phoenix venues too, right?
Yeah, there's a handful of places that are really struggling right now. Well, everywhere is really struggling, but I mean, there's definitely a few that are special to us personally that we're trying to help out.
Yeah, you're going to perform 3 of your albums over a series of shows. This will be performed at the Ice House in Phoenix. Little tidbit, I DJ'd a New Year's Eve party with Josh Wink there one time. It is a really great, fun space. And if I'm not mistaken, it's an old ice house with no roof on it, right?
Yeah, it's literally, I think, it's right by where, rail tracks would be. So they would fill up rail cars with ice and then, ship off whatever you needed refrigerated for your cargo across the country. And then at some point it just turned into like art raves.
Yeah. So why did you choose that space specifically?
Well, each record that we're performing is going to have a completely different look to it. So we wanted to have we picked Ice House because it's a location that you can set up. There's a lot of nooks and crannies in there that look very different. So we were able to, set up in different places that will look different and have different production. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sort of cost effective because you're just moving it to a different place, but it'll look completely different.
And we've talked to a couple of artists who've been doing these front to back album stream shows in this weird and difficult time. But have you performed any of these records front to back before in special shows on anniversaries or anything like that? I mean,
yeah, not for. Gosh, the last thing that we did like this was when Futures turned 10. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely not something we normally do. We were thinking about, what would make sense for a, something special. Because if you want to see us play like a regular set, there's like person days worth of time with that on YouTube. Like you can see that, right now. So what would be something special that isn't a normal thing? And we came up with the idea of performing like whole albums.
And Jim, did you guys have to like relearn any of the songs that you don't normally play?
We don't. We had to go back and listen to the album versions, but because we wanted to make sure we weren't missing anything. So over time, like a song will kind of evolve. And it might get so far away from the album version that you're missing stuff. Like one night someone will do an accent and then everyone else will think that's cool. So they do it the next night and then it just becomes part of how you play it. And after a while, you're just playing a completely different song almost. So we went back and listened to, like Futures. We went back and listened to that album and there's like a lot of things happening on it that no one was really doing. Like, how come you're not doing that guitar part? It's super cool. Like, okay,
right.
So hopefully, even people that have seen us play these songs, some of these songs, like it'll be, maybe hear it a different way.
Yeah, you're gonna do Futures, Clarity, and the latest album, Surviving. any of those a favorite of yours? Do you have any of those children get put first in the line for you, or anybody?
Well, I mean, you're probably the baby, probably the baby of the bunch surviving. We normally perform about 180 shows on a record cycle, and we only got to about 20 with surviving, and that was mostly before the record had a chance to even be released. So there's songs on there we've never performed for anyone before. So I guess I'm excited. I'm most excited about that.
In this downtime, have you been taking advantage of it? I mean, you guys have been at it since '93 and really kicked things up in '98, '99, right? Is when things really started just like to going. Have you appreciated it, or have you going, damn it, I want to get out there and keep doing it? I've been on the road for 20 years, you know.
There's waves of it. It's definitely not all bad. But you know, there's I think because we've been doing this for so long, I think we're pretty quick to readjust our expectations, and I think that's comes in really useful at a time like this when everything is out the window. So we've just been trying to do creative things that are challenging and rewarding, but you know, without holding it up to what we could have been doing, because you'll just go crazy that way. Like, you won't get anything done if you're obsessing over what's been taken away and not paying attention to what opportunities you might have. So yeah, we've just been trying to do that.
What a great outlook on it. I'm feeling you right now on that. We've had you here so many times. I want to say, do you remember, did you play Frosty the Showman? Does that ring a bell? Frosty the Showman for 91X? Is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Was that at the
2005 or something like that? You guys played Frosty the Showman. Was one of our first Christmas concerts, holiday shows. You did Rex the Halls not too long ago.
2016.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
that one was fun.
That was so good.
X Fest, and you guys have been an integral part of the fabric of 91X ever since those first records, Lucky Denver Mint. And I mean, we were playing. I think it was Pain before any other station really in America was even on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys have always been such great supporters of us, and it's kind of funny because I remember as a kid, as like a little kid coming to San Diego, because we were Zonies, and you know, like seeing like 91X was always like what the t-shirts that the bad kids were wearing. I just remember like walking around, you know, like seeing these scary older kids with 91X shirts, and I thought, ooh, they look tough. Yeah, it's kind of rad to be talking to you guys now.
Seriously, Jim, like, you've been the soundtrack to my teenage years into my adult years. You, like, Jimmy Eat World really made my very first Warped Tour that I ever went to. Just thank you for all of the music that you guys have come with.
Oh man, that's so nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Jim Adkins of Jimmy Eat World. We're looking forward to the 3 stream shows that you guys are doing. You can get the codes to stream it. You want to do a plug for everything, Jim?
Yeah, I think JimmyEatWorldLive.com is where you can find all the information. And the first show what we're posting up is going to be on Friday.
Yeah.
January 15th with our album Surviving.
Yeah. Everybody check that out. Like Clarity and Futures also coming. Jim, thanks so much for talking to us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on, you guys.
91X.